Hi, my name's Tiana, and I was just blocked by J.K. Rowling on Twitter. Sounds pretty cool to say, right? So I tweeted something at her that she didn't agree with, and she blocked me.
You put one line in a movie, now the dad is gay. Oh boy, hip hip hooray. You put one line in a movie.
Look! I'm done. I'm so done. Look, I am a Leo and a Slytherin. I'm not offended, and I saw this coming. Like, I'm not making this video because I'm offended. I'm making it so I can tell you the following points that might take a bit of a while, but I hope they are worth sticking around for. So let me just tell you what exactly happened. This isn't the first time that I've tweeted at J.K. Rowling. I have said nothing but kind words to her other than when I was calling out the fact that she said all bad guys were Slytherins. Yeah, I'm sure when you are told often over and over that you're horrible, what are the chances that you're not gonna turn out fantastic and good? Stuff like that just seems to go against the message that she's trying to teach in her books. So I tried to call that out and nothing came of that. But the thing that set her off enough to block me was today. She mentioned this fan. Let me just read you what the fan said to her. It's Draco Malfoy's birthday today, isn't it? Along with my last day of school. How old would he be turning? She mentioned them in reply. Draco turns 35 today. I'm not invited to the party, mainly because I keep telling girls they're misguided to fancy him. Couldn't just let that go. I replied and I said, well, at least you know your place. Because let me tell you how sick I am of hearing how people who fancy Draco are like misguided, delusional. I'm pretty sure she literally used the word delusional once. This actually started as J.K. Rowling at the end of Draco Malfoy's Pottermore bio. She had a little opinion section and she was like, well, I'm just so sick of all these fangirls who think that Draco can be redeemed. They just like him because they're a bunch of delusional, silly girls who only like him because he's only attracted to him because he has the bad boy quality. She literally said any fan, any person who thinks that Draco can be redeemed is a silly fangirl or silly girl, whatever, who is delusional and misguided because of she blamed it on Tom Felton's hotness. What? First of all, even if you did like Draco because you were attracted to a bad boy quality, so what? Do you know how many characters that can apply to? Like, that does not mean that fangirls, that they cannot distinguish between right and wrong or right and sexy or whatever it is. Fan fiction and fan art and fan interpretations exist for a reason. We are aware that your character is not perfect. We are aware that he is not an angel. And guess what? We put more 3D interpretations on him than you do as your own character. How can you sit there and redeem Snape, who literally stalked a woman and led her and her husband to their death, and yet a 17-year-old boy cannot be redeemed for something he never wanted to do, was forced into because of his family and upbringing? I'm sorry, but how can Snape get this epic, unrequited love story when he literally did not do shit to deserve it? Draco as a teenager, just getting out of the Battle of Hogwarts and everything, that there was so much potential there. She is literally so offended by any interpretations of her characters that don't align with what she thinks of them. And as a writer, it is so unnerving to see that and hear that, especially from someone who is so popular. I mean, she's like the most popular author, like, ever. Thinking a bad guy can be redeemed is like one of the most, I don't know, it's just, I don't have words. Clearly words fail me. Thank you, Joanne Rowling. A lot of the people who I am friends with or follow who think Draco could be redeemed have intricate, detailed analyses on what he would be like as an adult, what his career would be, how exactly he would be redeemed, all that stuff. And to reduce them to people who are just sitting there attracted to him because Tom Felton is the bad guy. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Have you read any of your fans' analyses on your own work? Are you just sitting on Twitter bitching at people who ask you? All this fan did was ask her how old Draco was turning, and she felt the need to bring this up again because girls are misguided to fancy him. You cannot take your own character seriously when you are... What the fuck? J.K. Rowling blocked me. She blocked me on Twitter because I said, at least you know you're... Well, at least she knows. Draco is a 16. He is a teenager. He's not a villain. A villain is Bellatrix. He is a boy. She literally... I feel like I've ascended to the next level right now. I can understand why you might look at these tweets and be like, Tiana, what are you doing? Like, why? Just calm down. So let me tell you, other than the whole fan thing, which is more than enough reason on its own to be treating your fans like they don't understand your own story, the story they have been obsessed with and read into and wrote music about and fan fictions about and stories about and essays about. I just wrote 30 pages about Harry Potter being gay. She would probably hate it. Other than that, one thing that gets to me is the whole taking credit for Dumbledore being gay. Like, all these tweets and screen caps that people post on Facebook that are like, J.K. Rowling totally shut this homophobic fan down. She totally rubbed it in their face that Dumbledore is gay. Look, it was cute and all that she said that about Dumbledore, but like, it's not in the story.
Dumbledore was never actually gay.
Not in the story. If you are my age or around the same age or growing up in this time period, you probably know that Dumbledore is gay. But younger people, if they haven't been following the news for the past, 2007, how are they supposed to know that Dumbledore is supposed to be gay? People give her so much credit and she takes it willingly. She accepts all this credit for Dumbledore being gay when he was never gay in the text. And people try to say Grindelwald and Dumbledore. Do you really think a kid is going to get that on their first reading? Diverse representation is so unbelievably important. For older fans to say like, wow, I really like that Dumbledore was gay, that is great. I'm happy for you. But younger people who read the books are not going to know. And so when people give her so much credit and she takes it for him being gay, it blows my mind. Like, stop, sit down. She literally had Umbridge raped. If you don't believe me, check the links in this description. It is a myth. It is mythology that is backed up through years and years of texts. That is her punishment. That is Umbridge's punishment, okay? Also, in Umbridge's bio on Pottermore, that reeked of internalized misogyny. She was like, this teacher in my, whatever Brits call it, high school equivalent, she was like, I can't believe how girly she was. Her girly voice just got to me. She was wearing all these bows, and it was disgusting. All this pink. You check out my videos about Lavender Brown, Cho Chang, and Fleur. If you check out my videos for those, there are also some things in there about how J.K. Rowling writes women in her books. So, but that, again, is a whole other issue. I just keep going back to how disappointing this all is. Like, take a minute to compare how maybe some of your favorite authors treat the series that they've written. For example, John Green often will say, well, I don't know how this book ends after it's over. Like, that's the point of, that's the reader's job. That's what the reader is for. And I'm like, God bless, hallelujah, thank you. There's at least one author out there who is saying stuff like that, because people need to know you do not have control over your readers' interpretations of your text. And sure, I understand that you might be uncomfortable by people viewing your character a certain way, but to literally sit there and block fans on Twitter who have followed you for like 13 years with all this Potter crap, we're writing Wizard Rock, going on tours about your books, to just sit there and block these people because they are annoyed by you continuously bringing up how their interpretations are crazy and wild and inappropriate. Stop. Have you ever considered that it's just not that big of a fucking deal? Like, maybe it's time to consider that, okay? Okay? Maybe it is time. This is not, like, highly related, but it also just bugs me as the type of writer and reader that I am. that she continually tries to, like, edit what she's already written. Like, with Remus Lupin's bio, there are so many, like, new things that just completely alter the way that his character reads. And to me, it's not a big... I couldn't care less, honestly. I read the books before any of that stuff came out. I just feel for younger fans, like, kids are reading Harry Potter, I'm just like, are your kids also on Pottermore? Because that is going to change a lot of how they read it. And, like, sure, that may not be a bad thing, that may not be a huge issue to you, but maybe it's just because I'm an English major, I don't know. But it just irks me that, like, so many of these things, for example, the HIV metaphor with Remus, I don't, it is just uncomfortable. It just seems like a huge no homo and a huge your interpretation is wrong. It is so important to leave room for interpretation and not to shut down your fans because of whatever it might be. Clearly someone needs help with that. Someone needs to practice. Look, fans of anything, anywhere, ever, if I could ever just have you know one thing, it would be that the author's comments on their work are not the end-all be-all. Don't be disappointed that an author said something that you don't agree with. Like, look, Draco Malfoy is gay. Would J.K. Rowling ever say that? No. Has she come out and said that he's straight? Also, no. Has she said he's married to a woman? Yeah. But is that gonna stop me? No. Are these comments gonna stop me from loving Harry Potter? Absolutely not. No. Being blocked on Twitter by someone just because they wrote the thing doesn't mean that the thing hasn't had enormous impact on my life and changed me for the better. You are allowed to think whatever you want about a series. You are not at fault. You are not weird for thinking that. You are not gross for writing fanfiction. Just because an author might get mad at you for criticizing them, that just makes your criticism that much more legit. There's nothing you can do to convince an author or any fan that they're treating people wrong or just need to stand down or whatever it is. Look, she killed the owl. There's nothing you can say that will help. Okay, well, y'all have a good day. Keep provoking people. Good riddance, J.K. Rowling. Sorry you felt the need to block me, but I hope you pronounced my name right in your head before you click the block button. Oh well, that's all I have to say. Goodbye! My CD comes out tomorrow.